Welcome to Educative Newsroom, where we watch and share very educative things. Kindly subscribe as we proceed. We are coming to look at how to detect whether your neighbors or your neighbor is using your electricity power or not. Yes, whether your next door or the next house, your landlord or whoever is using your electricity or not. Now, this is the background. Most houses, especially compound houses, they have more than 1 meters in the house. More than 1 meters in the house. But it is important to know that most of the meters in the house were not placed from the start, or they were not installed together. What do I mean? I'm trying to say that most of the time at the beginning, it is only one electricity meter that is installed in the house. Then later on, new tenants or in the wisdom of the landlord or the landlady will install extra meters. Now, in the process of installing extra meters, there are numerous occasions that your neighbor in the next room may have some of its power points, like the plugs or the bulb in their room, being on your meter instead of theirs. Those who have actually contracted electricians to separate their room for them from the existing meter in the house, they may encounter some of these issues I'm discussing. Now, the reasons why you may have a power point, that is the socket or the bulb in the next room on your meter, they have many reasons why it can happen. One of the ways is that at the beginning, when the original meter is being installed, when the whole house was being wired, the electrician may not have in mind or may not work with the mindset that there will be separations of the rooms in the future. So they wire the things in such a way that anytime somebody wants to separate his room, they can have some complications in trying to get all the power points in the room carved out. You may carve all your own out, but there are very or common precedences where you may have power points in the next room being on your meter. It may come from the difficulty in the separation by the electrician based on how the wiring is done. Sometimes the landlord or landlady can do it intentionally. So having a power point in the next room on your meter may be done intentionally or unintentionally. Unintentionally because maybe the previous tenants who did the separation, the electrician has issues with getting all of his or her power points, have issues getting all those power points onto one particular one. So at the end of the day, maybe the tenants in the house may agree that, oh, fine, no problem. I know that your bulb is on mine and my socket or extension is inside your room. No problem. We will balance ourselves out. Now, when this thing happens, and these tenants leave the house, that memory of information will be gone with them. So new tenants who will come to the house may not have an idea that is the situation, that the bulb in the next room is using the power from your room. Sometimes the landlord or landlady may not even be aware, even though it is his or her house. The reason being that most of the times the tenants who have access to the meters, new meters, only contract their own electricians and do their thing, and that's all. Or sometimes maybe the landlord or landlady is not in the house when they were doing all those things, or it doesn't even live around the vicinity. So now how do you do then? If you are a new tenant in the house, how do you determine whether your next door is using your electricity? It's just a simple trick. It's just a simple trick. What to do is that you will just have to take a day or two, or even half a day, and off your meter. Off your meter, or off the main switch. The main switch to your meter, just off that one. When you off it, power points in other rooms that are using your electricity, they will also be off. They will go off. One day, if you can, half a day, if you want to do half a day, or maybe even 3 hours, what you do is that at the peak, when everybody is in the house, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. or to 11 p.m., just take your time and just off your main switch. Either you are in the house or maybe you are going on weekends. Just off it. The power points in the other rooms will go off. And when they go off like that, those neighbors will definitely come out and be complaining. Especially if it is for extended hours. Say 3, 4, 5 hours, half a day, or stuff like that. Look and say, oh, my socket is not working, my light is off, I don't know what is going on. They maybe go to the extent of call electricians to come and fix the problem for them. Now, when all these things are going, even though they have lights in their room, they've never complained like that before, but you decide to off your own, just know that those power points in their rooms are using your electricity. They are using your electricity. So when the electrician comes, play that out to him and let the proper thing be done. Don't take this as a joke, because it happens so many times that I've seen and people have complained about. If that's all we do and tell people and they experimented it, that is just a fact. Because if there's a different socket or a different power point is on your meter, and when your meter is off, definitely that power point will be off. So if it's 7 to 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and you off it, and maybe where they are plugging their television is where it's using your power, they don't have access to television. If it is a place in the bedroom where they plug their fan to sleep, they don't have their fan. They may not have their lights. So this is just a simple way to determine whether your neighbor is using your electricity or not. Kindly subscribe, because we are going to be bringing out how to read the meter. How to read the meter, the simple way to read the meter, and then a simple way to determine how much electricity your individual gadgets are using. Thank you, and kindly subscribe.